Cosmic Stories.10. Ricky Ross. $1 billion is a California drug dealer. Over the course of his career, he bought and sold several tons of cocaine. His largest transaction made in one day earned him a net profit of $3 million. Ninth only woman on the list. Griselda Blanco, known as the godmother of the cocaine business in the United States. Her business is valued at over $2 billion. In the 1980s, she was closely associated with the gang known as the Cocaine Cowboys and has over 200 homicides to her credit. She was arrested in 1985 but controlled her business from behind prison bars for a while. In 2012, after being released from prison, she was shot dead. She had 4 children, 3 of whom died as a result of kidnappings and bombings. 8. Carlos Henrique, drug dealer and co-founder of the so-called the Medellin cartel. In his best years, he owned all the properties in the Bahamas, and he did so by evicting the remaining residents in an ongoing trial where he was sentenced to 55 years in prison. His net worth was estimated at $2.7 billion. 7. Gilberto and Miguel Rodriguez Orihuela, founders of the so-called Cartel of Scale formed in the south of Colombia. In their heyday, they controlled over 90% of the world's cocaine business, earning $3 billion in profits. They were sentenced to 30 years in prison, but managed to negotiate immunity for 29 family members during the trial. 6. Jose Gonzalo Rodriguez, one of the chiefs of the Medellin cartel, gained notoriety thanks to the creation of new transfer channels through the territory of present-day Mexico to the United States. Thanks to his fascination with the culture of Mexico, he gained the nickname El Mexicano. In 1988, he was listed by Ford magazine with a net worth of over $5 billion. He was killed during a manhunt prepared for him by Colombian special forces on his property. Seeing with his own eyes the death of his son shot by the police, he tore his face with a grenade. 5. The Opium King Kun S.A., the Opium King. In the 1970s and 1980s he ran his business so well that over 90% of the heroin in New York City came from him. His Asian heroin empire was the largest in the world at the time and guarded by over 18,000 soldiers. At one point in his business, he even wanted to sell his business to the US government for $400 million. Died of natural causes in 2007. He was never imprisoned and his net worth was estimated at over $5 billion. 4. Ochoa brothers are 3 brothers from Colombia who were responsible for more than 30% of the drugs smuggled by the Medellin cartel in the 80s. They had over 55 aircraft such as helicopters and planes. Their value is estimated at over $6 billion. 3 brothers, one serving 30 years in prison in the US. One died of a heart attack, and the youngest is still alive and free. 3. Dawood Ibrahim wearing a helmet against an Indian organized crime group. In 1993, He became India's most wanted man after orchestrating the Mumbai bombing. Currently, Ibrahim is hiding from Interpol. His gang controlled 90% of the drug market in India, and Ibrahim himself was reportedly on very good terms with Osama bin Laden. In 2011, Ford magazine ranked him as the third richest drug dealer with a net worth of $6.7 billion. 2. Amanda Carrillo Fuentes is a man who used 22 Boeing 747s to smuggle drugs from Mexico to the United States, earning him the nickname Lord of the Sky. In 1997, he died during plastic surgery to help him hide from justice. Both doctors who performed the procedure were later found concreted in industrial barrels. Tamano Kallio's fortune in the 1990s was estimated at around $25 billion. 1. Pablo Escobar, the cocaine king, amassed more wealth than all the other dealers on our list combined. His group making $60 million a day at the height of their criminal career. Escobar took 7th place in the list of the richest people in the world according to Forbes magazine. His gang controlled 80% of the world's cocaine market. The cartel owned a large number of its own planes and vehicles and controlled vast areas of land. The hunt for Escobar ended on December 2, 1993, when a group of Colombian policemen tracked down his hideout in one of the districts of Madden. The most popular version